Welcome back to my lecture series on strategic management. And today I'm starting a new chapter, chapter 3, which deals with business policy and formulation of functional strategy. Chapter 3, business policy and formulation of functional strategy, is subdivided into four sections. In the first section, we will see what is business policy, what are its features, and how it evolved, importance, and Indian scenario, how it has grown as a discipline in Indian context, followed by framework of strategic management, which includes meaning and definitions of vision statement, mission statement, purpose, goal, objectives, and values. And third section deals with strategic levels of organization. Any organization, decisions will be made at different levels. So the highest level is corporate level strategies, followed by business level strategies, and then functional strategies. Functional strategies are more detailed strategies. So each of the department or each of the functions of the organization, strategies will be made. So those strategies processes we will discuss in detail in fourth section. So let's start our journey of this chapter 3 with knowing the business policy and its meaning. What is business policy? In the initial two chapters, we clearly understood like how the strategies will be made. Okay, what is the process of strategic management process? Okay, once you do the strategy, once you decide that you want to do it, there should be some structures. You should give some guidelines to all the team members that this is how you have to work. That kind of document, whatever document is prepared, which contains all decisions of the business, which provides guidelines to all their employees to work towards common goals. That document is called as business policy. So business policies are the guidelines developed by an organization to govern the actions of those who are the part of it, who are a part of it. So senior management is there, they make some decisions, strategies, and other things. Then that should be properly put it in a document as a guidelines, and that will be given to all the employees who are part of the organization, who are going to work towards common goal of the organization. So it is business policy is a guideline how others should work to achieve common goal. So strategy will give you direction. Whatever strategy you make, you give direction, and then business policy will give guideline to all the employees to achieve that strategy. Okay, so without business policy and strategy, an organization is just like a ship without rudder going around in circles, right? It's like a trump, it has no place to go. So if you don't have a business policy and strategy, then ship will circle around within water, but it will not go towards a proper direction. So that's why we should have business policy and strategy. That's what Joel Ross and Michael Kami are of this opinion. Okay. So business without business policies, it is like a ship without any rudder, which will circle around within the water, and there will not be any directions to move ahead. So that's why it is important to have business policy as well as strategy. So with all these factors, business policy is also called as corporate planning, corporate strategy and planning, management policy, strategic planning, strategic management. So there are many names for the same thing, business policy. It can be called as corporate planning, corporate strategy and planning, management policy, strategic planning, strategic management. Hope you guys are clear what is business policy. Business policy is the guideline or the guidelines developed by an organization to govern the actions of those who are part of it. Okay, if we go in detail, like what exactly the business policy meaning, Christian has defined business policy. as the study of the roles and responsibilities of a senior management. Okay, the roles and responsibilities of the senior management related to those organizational problems. Okay, it is all about responsibilities of the senior management relation to the organization's problem, those crucial problems that affect success in the total enterprise. What are the problems which senior management has to look in? They have to look into crucial problems which will affect the success in the total enterprise. If a company's aim is to earn 50,000 crore profit, okay, senior management should look into the aspects which will affect to achieve this goal. They should not worry about small day-to-day operations. Total enterprise, crucial problem. They should focus on crucial problem that affects to achieve the common company's goal. And they take a decision that determine the direction of the organization and shape its future. So three steps here. First one is senior management should look into the problem, those problems which are affecting the success of the total enterprise, and then to set up the direction for the organization to move towards that. So three things. Who all are involved here? First one is senior management. They are the responsible for making a business policy. For example, in any organization, designations may change a little bit, but it will be like a chief executive officer, president, directors, general managers. These are the people who called as a senior management. They are responsible. Okay, they are responsible to deal with long-term problems or crucial problems and not day-to-day operational issues. So we saw here, right? They should focus on crucial problems that affects the total enterprise. Okay, so that's why they deal with all long-term problems and not day-to-day operationals. Further, what does it includes? It includes direction, etc. Right? So it includes guidelines, rules, procedures. So to support efforts to achieve the stated objectives. So they prepare business policy also includes preparation of guidelines, rules, procedures that will help to achieve the stated objectives. Clear, guys? Three important points. It is owned by senior management. It is a responsibility of the senior management who carries designation like chief executive officer, president, director, etc. And then they deal with crucial problems or a long-term problems and not a day-to-day problem, and also provide business policy also provides guideline, rules, procedure, etc. to achieve the stated objectives. So how this business policy came into academic field and also occupied important or a prominent place in academic in any modern business areas. Okay, first step, uh, it started its journey around 1900 time. During that time, there was no big policy making things. It's all ad hoc policy. Whenever problem comes, senior management to come together and then they used to start working on it. There was no proper long-term plannings used to be made in 1900 to 1930. So then it is slowly took a shape of planned policy formulation. Whenever, okay, it is a short-term kind of a planning they started. Then long-term strategic planning and other things started in 1940 to 1960. Finally, whatever we are seeing nowadays, strategic management, which is part of 1980 and 90 and later. So we are seeing complete set of strategic management where it includes setting up a mission, vision, everything, and then execution of strategic planning process and then evaluation, the entire end-to-end vision, whatever we are seeing, that is came into force only after 1980. So in the initial years, Harvard Business School introduced an integrated course in management aimed at providing general management capabilities. Earlier days, people used to be a more specialist. They used to focus, like an engineer used to focus on its production capabilities, finance guys used to focus on a finance area. But in 1911, they started general management capability. Strategic management is a general management capability. It is not a specialized management capability. Specialized management is a chartered accountant who focuses on finance aspects of the business. Company secretary who focuses on compliance part of the business. Engineers, those, those who will focus on manufacturing part of the business. Those are all specialized kind of management. So strategic management is a collaboration of all these skills. So that's why it is a general management capability which started in Harvard Business School in 1911. Post that, Gordon and Howell report recommended a capstone course of business policy. Okay, so in 1959, the course of business policy was introduced based on a Gordon and Howell report. And then from 1969 onwards, American Assembly of Collegiate School of Business made that business policy is a mandatory course. From that, it started spreading all over the world, and now you can see business policy across all the business curriculums. And now, in Indian scenario also, initially IIM Ahmedabad and Administrative Staff College was set up in the year 1960, and then again three IIMs were set up: Bangalore, Kolkata, and Lucknow. And then we also started management education in across all universities. Now you see in every MBA curriculum, we will be having business policy and strategic management as one paper. So briefly, let's touch upon what are the importance of business policy, and then we will see what are the features of business policy before concluding this chapter. So I don't explain these terms because in the last two chapters also we talked about these terms regularly. I just touch upon these points. What are the importance? Why do we need business policy? I clearly told in the beginning, if there is no business policy, then business will be like a ship without having any direction, and it will be moving around the water. That's it, without any direction. So that's why we need business policy. So business policy will give needed control because there will be a guidelines who will do what, and that will be measured. So that's why it gives a proper mechanism for control. It helps in effective communication. So business policy will set up the proper organization structure, who will speak to what, and how the communication happens from top to bottom and bottom to top. All those things, top to bottom, bottom to top, how communication is properly explained in the guidelines. Same way, there will be a clarity or clarity on what is the objective of the company, what is targets for each of the department, what is the org structure, what are the roles and responsibilities of each of the managers. Everything will be properly defined. So it will be there will be a clarity will be there once business policy is made. That's why we need business policy in place. So then it motivates everyone because they know their target. It helps them to reach to that target. So it acts like a business policy acts like a motivational tool for them. Policy review. Of course, we have a target, we have an objective set. If company is not achieving this every 1 month, every 2 months, we can review, and then we can review and create a revised policy if required. And business policy will help us to do proper planning. With that, we can produce goods at a economical prices and efficient working, we can see. And business policy certainly helps for coordination of efforts because when policies are made, it will not be made in isolation. It will be discussed with finance team, it will be discussed with marketing team, it will be discussed with the compliance team, it will be discussed with production, you have purchasing. So every departments will come together. So it is a coordinated effort. That's why business policy promotes coordination efforts across industry or across company, and then high morale. So everyone will work towards common goal. With a business policy only it is possible. Otherwise, everyone sets their own individual goals. So these all are the importance. Why do we need business policy? To promote control, effective communication, clarity, motivation, policy review, economical and efficient operations, coordination of efforts between different functions, and then high morale. Moving on, what are the features of business policy? Specific. So business policy will talk about specific company and what to be achieved, what needs to be done, everything on a specific aspects of the business. It will not be, it is not a general document. Okay, it is clearly says what is mission, what is vision, what are objectives, goals, targets, everything will be stated properly, specific to the business, nothing general. Okay. And then it clearly states business policy, basic characteristics of business policy is clarity. If there is no clarity, then it cannot be called as business policy. Then reliable. Business policy documents are the only set of reliable documents for moving around, for planning, for any other exercise within the company. And as I told earlier also, right, it is appropriate. Business policies should be appropriate to business what you are running. It should not be something which is not related to your business. And it should be stated very simple, no business jargons, clarity, clear and simple. It should be comprehensive and inclusive. So it should cover entire aspect of the business. As I told, finance, marketing, production, sales, purchasing, all departments demand should be met and then the policy should be made. It cannot be rigid. It should be business policy should be flexible. Okay. And it should be stable. You should not like flexible to the extent it should be flexible. It cannot be like you set up a target today 100 tons to produce, 100 cars to produce. All of a sudden you come to 50, then 75. Not that much of flexibility. It's lighter amount of flexibility. Otherwise, it should be stable policy. And then all business policy documents should be pro-ethical. Okay. Summarily, business policy documents should be future oriented. It should tell us where we are going to reach. Hierarchy stated. Hierarchy stated means there should be a proper hierarchy who can take certain responsibilities, who can take decisions. It is not that always a top management will take decision. So how this entire delegation works, that also should be properly stated. Restrictive and permissive. There should be certain restrictions and there will be certain permissions also given to managers, right? Managers can take decision up to this amount, like they can take decision up to a 1 crore. Beyond that, it requires approval of a board director. So certain amount of restrictions will be there, but certain amount of permission also will be given. And then it is a long lasting. Business policy documents will not be made for 2 months, 3 months. All strategic decisions will be beyond 1 year and it might go for 5 years. And business policy is a standard for measurement. So because in business policy, we will clearly set what are the objectives, what are the goals, and what are the targets. Whether these targets are achieved or not during the course of business, and that will be measured seeing the objectives, goals, and targets with actuals. So business policy also acts as standards of standard of standard for measurement. That's it, guys, in this video. And in the tomorrow, like again, we will discuss framework of strategic management. Thank you for listening. And I request you to please subscribe my channel and also share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.